And welcome back to another WRP live play TTRPG session. What is WRP? Well, that's me, Faye, game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We are a couple who love sharing stories, so much so that we quit our day jobs and we created our own company. That way we could create high quality and exciting TTRPG experiences full time and share them with you. And tonight, we're playing D&D. This session features D&D's Shadow of the Dragon Queen, a riveting adventure of courage and valor where our intrepid heroes face unbeatable odds in a cataclysmic war. With us at the table are several of the incredible players who have joined us on our grand endeavor. If you'd like to play alongside them, you're more than welcome to join us. You can ask in chat or hop over to our Discord to find out more information. And now, speaking of our players, it's time for introductions. Like I said, I'm Faye, game master and storyteller. With me is Sirenscape, who brings all of our background music, sound effects. It's a fantastic and affordable sound collection that you can find at sirenscape.com. Now, let us turn and meet our courageous and daring heroes before they pick up where we left off, in a cave with a sandpit rumbling. And we'll begin with an introduction from Vass.
Hi, I'm Caitlin, and I'm playing Vass. He is a devilishly handsome tiefling bard rogue who has found himself accidentally stumbling across the multiverse. This week's fun fact about Vass, he's been trying this whole time to find a name for their little merry band of adventurers, and I think he's finally landed on one that he thinks is pretty good, and that's Ispin's Misfits.
I love it. It's so cute. Amazing. Next up for our introductions, let's learn a little bit about Hugh.
Hi, I'm Stefan. I'm play Hugh DeVere, a fearsome and flamboyant fencer. Stefan just defeated Raphael in Baldur's Gate 3, so as a result, Hugh is wondering if Lord Sooth has a theme song and does he sing it when in battle.
Oh my gosh. Well, there's one way to find out. Um, and then last but not least, let's learn of Rue.
All right, I am Frontboard, and I play Rhubarb Bafflewander, aka Rue. He is a forest gnome lunar sorcerer hailing from the island of Sancrist, far to the west of our setting. Um, Short but sweet fun fact about Rue that I learned from Vass is that, in generally he might be kind of sour, but if you just give him a good pie, then he just nicens right up.
Oh, love it.
Sweet and sour?
Maybe some strawberries too. Strawberry pie. Meat pies are questionable.
Are we not
As our
even
fish
going?
pies.
Yeah, we're not even gonna talk about the fish pies.
I mean, fish is a kind of meat.
Fair. Fair enough. Alright. Well, with our introductions covered, it is time for us to return to Kryn, return to Ansalon, and return to the northern wastes where you had found your way into a strange cave with these blue salt rocks. As you traveled further, traveled deeper, you came across, well, firstly, what was told to you to be fang worms, and then some draconians trying to abscond with treasure. A few fearsome battles, and you've been victorious, but now as you stand, you look at the sandpit here in the furthest depths of this cavern, and you watch as the sand is shaking, quivering. Something is inside. what do you do?
Vass would like to back up against the nearest wall and just stand ready until he knows what's gonna come out of there.
Okay.
I think like logistically, I'm assuming that like Hugh and Vass were kind of on that like northeastern to eastern side of the sand pit. Or maybe Vass was pretty far east because all the Draconians rushed to the eastern edge.
Yeah, I understood us to be somewhere east-ish. You're
Yeah.
on the far west rock, right?
I'm on the far west rock, exactly. We're just gonna hop
Well,
off the rock to the west and start trying to run around the northern boundary of the room to try and close the distance between him and Hugh and Vass.
Okay.
Hugh is gonna kind of reach out with his mystic senses to see if he can notice anything what the heck is going on over there.
All right. And how exactly are you wanting to do that? Do you have a spell that you want to do, or do you want to do your primeval awareness?
I think this is this is an awareness kind of deal.
Okay. So, just double check here.
So
Alright.
yes.
So, as you are reaching out, give me a. I'm gonna say make this a nature check.
That would be an 11.
With an 11, you're not quite sure exactly what's going on here. It doesn't seem of the natural world, such as the typical beasts that you are familiar with. It doesn't also seem to be of the strange woodland spirits you found in your company either. It's something else. And Rue, what is your speed?
About 1,000,000. His walking speed's 25 feet. I would probably, if we're using actions and bonus actions, I would be probably dashing.
So,
And if possible, could I use a bonus action at the same time to use a sorcery point to recover a spell slot?
sure, you're not in combat right now. I'm just asking for a reason.
Okay, yeah. One or two sorcery points to get one level 1 spell slot back, just in case.
So, by the time that you're able to, again, having difficulty seeing this thing and understanding it through the shifting sands. But by the time that you're able to, since you were focusing on it, spot the actual shifting forms, Rue, you've made it to the northmost rock and just have passed it, so you're in that square between the the northeasterly rocks and the northern rock, having run around. And then you see more of those so-called fangworms sprouting out. One of them quite larger than the others. We're gonna roll some initiatives here.
Oh boy.
I was going to ask if it would be reasonable for Vass to have whipped out a health potion while he was standing there against the wall.
Oh, most definitely.
Is that 2d4 plus 2?
Correct.
Okay, I'm going to do that really quick.
It's a nat 1.
Starting strong.
I got my story dice out, Phase. These Elder Heart dice, they just tell a tale all their own.
I love the Elder Heart dice.
I don't understand. I pressed apply healing. And it didn't work. Okay, there we go. Finally. Sorry, I am going to roll initiative right now. Big 9.
So our fangworms go first, with the big one taking the lead. Alright. As he pops out, he's gonna pop out right next to you, Rue. And he's gonna try and knock you down with its tail first. However, that is a natural 1. Now he's going to try and wrap you up with his tentacles.
He's coming for me!
Does a 14 hit?
Yeah.
Alright, so then that is going to be 19 points of slashing damage.
Oh, Rue's looking real nasty.
And as it wraps its tentacles around you, its beak comes crushing in, but I believe an 11 misses.
It does.
Alright, so you're fine there. And that's it for this large one. The other small ones that have popped out are popped out closer to Hugh. One of them is going to go after Hugh. But a 9 will miss. The other one begins to slither towards Vass, and will take an action to dash to close that distance, but that means it cannot attack. Hugh, we come to your turn.
Well, I want to go rescue my buddy Rue, but it seems I'm occupied, so I'm gonna hunter mark the one that attacked me and try to skewer the worm.
Go for it.
11 and 19.
The 11 unfortunately misses, but the 19 hits.
Okay, that lands for 13 plus 4 plus 4, so 21 damage.
Okay. And with that, the blade strike that impacts causes this thing to rear back. Vass, we come to your turn. One has approached you.
Okay, so is anybody friendly or otherwise within 5 feet of me and this guy?
No.
Awesome, because I just remembered rakish audacity means I don't need advantage to get sneak attack as long as we're 1v1ing each other.
Buckle
So,
your squash.
yes. Oh, I'm gonna buckle his swash. He is. I'm gonna channel my infernal ancestry and conjure a flame blade,
Hell yeah.
and I'm gonna attack him. That's a 13.
13 just misses.
I thought so. And I don't think I can really do anything with my bonus action, so that's it for me.
Okay. So as Vass's turn, Blade of Flame, burning well within your grasp, unfortunately unable to strike this fangworm. Rue, we come to your go.
All right. Apparently, this is the Cave of Misty Steps, but I think I'm going to use Misty Step again to port myself as far as I can to the east, but not in any sort of opportunity attack range of the one on Vass, and try and get myself as far away from this thing as I can, like pressed up into the corner on the far right.
Yeah, we can do that. If you, yeah, we can get you over there.
Worst case, I can use some of my movement too.
Mm-hmm.
And then that would be a bonus action,
Jeez.
but it's a leveled spell, correct?
Correct. You got a cantrip on standby?
I also, either that or I have a healing potion on standby. This
You
struggle's
do,
real.
you do have a healing potion.
You know what? Just in case, Rue's gonna reach down into his pouch and pull out that healing potion and chug it. And this would be the one I believe that he bought from Lavender. Oh no, actually I gave that one to Vass, I think.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
this is just one of my own then. So what is that? I've never used one before.
2d4
plus
plus 2.
I thought you gave me yours so that you could have Lavender's.
That sounds
might
right to
have.
me.
Alright. So it's 5 HP. Healing's
And
healing.
healing is healing. You would notice that where you have a sweeter taste as you get a lot of berries for your healing potion, Lavender's is a little bit more savory. It seems that perhaps his is it's a little earthy. It's like peppers, like bell pepper kind of taste, as a base. So it still heals you. It's just a little different in its crafting.
Rue's face kind of screws up and puckers just a little bit as he smacks his lips as he drinks this potion.
I love it. And with that, I believe it is all for Rue's turn, which means it comes to our bad guys, and our leader of the pack here is going to slither, and Hugh is the next closest thing. As the tail whips out, that is a 25 to hit.
Can't do anything about that.
Alright, and you are looking at 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Not fun. I'm down to 12.
But I believe a 16 misses.
Yes.
So as the tentacles try and draw you closer to its beak, into its mouth, you are able to deflect and dodge out of the way. We have our small ones. One on Hugh, with a 9 to hit. And for Vash, that is a 17. For that'll be 5 points of slashing damage. And then Hugh, we come to your turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and finish off first strike on that one I've been attacking already.
Go for it.
I think it enough. Well, I did the longbow, but it's the same plus, so I shouldn't. The second one's an 18. That should hit, right?
18 will definitely hit.
Okay, 14.
Hanging in by a
Plus-
thread with the 14, but you might be able to get it out with the other bonuses.
So it's 15 piercing
Okay.
and another 2 psychic. So
All right.
total of 17.
And that one is down.
Nice.
So, with that, we come, you do have a bonus action if you want to swap your Hunter's Mark.
No, I'll leave it to see which one's attacking, because
Oh,
can't
well,
be sure.
alright, cool. That, we come to your turn.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try and hit this guy with my flame blade again. That's a natural one.
Oh, no!
Yeah. I probably can't use any of my flourishes unless I'm using my actual scimitars, eh?
Let me give a quick read into that.
Oh, never mind. It's a moot point because the attack has to hit. I was gonna do the defensive flourish, but in order to use the flourish at all, the attack needs to hit. So that's it.
Alrighty. Well then, Rue.
Rue is feeling foolish.
We love that.
Yeah. He's going to grumble under his breath about new Atari a little bit, but steal his nerves, walk up into a flank on the one on Vass, I guess from behind then, right? And cast Vampiric Touch, reach out and touch it, and see what happens.
Go for it.
Does a 22 hit?
A 22 most definitely hits.
Okay, then he will be taking... you know what? I'm gonna expend a sorcery point to reroll that 1 and the 2.
Go for it.
Which turns it into another 1 and a 2. So it'll take 7 necrotic damage, and I believe I heal for half of that, correct?
That sounds correct to me.
Do I heal for half rounded down or up?
We round down.
Okay.
D&D is a round down system. Okay. Takes the full 7 damage, rears back, almost in reflex from your touch. As, it then comes to our creature's turn. We've got the big one over near Hugh, where it squirmed up before, and is going to go for another tail walloping. And I believe a 17 misses.
Yes.
And then the
Suspend
tentacles...
shield blocks it.
Yeah, so as the shield comes up and blocks, you're ready to defend against it as the tentacles try and again wrap around, and an 18 misses as well. So you're fine. The one near Vass and Rue now. Is actually going to turn and face Rue, since you were the one to strike it, and try and wrap you in its tentacles.
Rue snarls at it.
With a gentleman's 20.
Yes.
Oh, silvery barbs.
Brings it down to a 12.
AC is 12.
Beats it. Before I do the damage, so we don't forget, Vass, where's that advantage going to?
Rue.
Alright, Rue gets advantage on the next d20 roll. That'll be 10 points of slashing damage from the tentacles.
I
But
need to make a con save.
and you have advantage
Oh,
because of the silvery barbs.
that's a... Of course I get a nat 20 on my concentration save.
Well, it seems that the gods of the dice favor you, because as it landed its tentacle attack, it's able to pull its beak close enough to make that hit but that's a natural 1 on its end. So that's a miss. Hugh, we come to your turn. You've got the big guy in front of you.
Alright. Hugh is becoming exhausted, and he's a vision of gore. With glowing eyes, he strikes out, applies Hunter's Mark on the big one, and strikes out at it. So we get a 13 and a 13 on attacks.
Oh,
You have
13.
advantage because you're in a flank.
Oh! I have
Uh,
advantage 7.
No, Rue is
Oh,
on the one
sorry,
on
I'm in a
Vass.
flank.
Yeah.
Ah, shoot.
So unfortunately, the 13's just miss. The blade comes close, but just grazes across the hide. But that.
Well, I set up a flank for Vass.
All right, flank has been set up. Vass, we come to you. You are currently in a flank with Rue on this one. That has now turned its attention away from you. What would you like to do?
I'm going to take advantage of his missed attention, but I'm wondering, can you remember if I took the damage before or after my first turn? I'm just wondering if I need to make a concentration check.
The
I
damage
can't
was
remember.
before your cast.
Okay, so I'm fine then. So I will swipe at it again with advantage, which I forgot to do, so I'll just roll twice. Oh, I'm gonna take that 14 over the
14.
natural 1.
Just hits.
Alrighty, so this is going to be 12 points of fire damage, and where did my... there it is. 8 points of sneak attack damage.
And that is another one of these creatures down.
Nice.
All that's left is our big one over near Hugh.
Well, then Vass will use his movement to get into a flank with the big one.
Alright, so as Vass, you close the open flank with Hugh. Rue, it is your turn.
Rue's gonna continue to be foolish. He is very beaten and bloodied from this fangworm, but he just wants to take down the big one. So he's gonna run over and use Vampiric Touch and reach out and touch it again.
Go for it.
No advantage, unfortunately. But dirty 20.
Dirty 20 hits.
Wouldn't you have advantage because it's a melee attack roll?
Only if he was in a flank, but Vass took the flank with you, Hugh.
Okay.
But, 12 damage is
Yeah,
really
it's
good.
12 necrotic damage, so I will heal up for 6.
Heck yeah.
See, like, Rue reach out, like, this almost dark hand and injure this creature at the same time, slightly creepily mending his wounds with dark energy. I don't think I have any good bonus actions. And I don't feel like trying to disengage out of his range, so I'm just going to stand there and take my chances that he likes Vass or Hugh more than me.
Well, one way to find out. As it comes to our creature's turn, this large fangworm. Alright. As much as Hugh and Vass are threats, Rue, you were the one that most recently struck it. It takes a tail swipe towards Vass, trying to knock him away. With a 24.
Yeah, that hits.
For that will be 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And the tentacles are coming towards you. Oh man, the dice gods. These are
I'm
coming
going
towards
to do
Rue.
a defensive flourish, and I forgot.
Oh no. But so as the tentacles come towards Rue, It was cocked right on the edge between a 1 and a 19. And it's a natural 1.
We round down.
We round down. So, with that, Hugh, we come to your turn. You are in a flank with Vass on this massive creature.
All right. It's stabbing time. So I got a 15 and a 10 on the first strike.
15 hits.
Okay. For 14 plus... So 20 piercing damage.
Ooh, heck yeah.
And add to that 3 psychic, so 23 total.
Beautiful, beautiful. It looks a little hurt here, a little worn, but still seems to be in fighting condition.
Alright, second try. So I got a 24, I assume hits.
Oh, most definitely.
Or 15 piercing.
Beautiful. Alright, so as these 2 blade strikes, you hone in from where you had misstepped earlier and strike out, landing true. Slashes and blood begin to decorate the body of this creature, but still it fights as Vass. We come to your turn.
Alright, Flame Blade with advantage. 16.
Hits.
Alright. Now it becomes not a moot point. Am I able to do a defensive flourish?
You are.
Okay, so we'll do the Flame Blade. That's 12 fire damage, and then the sneak attack damage is another... Ooh, 12.
Ooh.
Wow, we're looking at 24 right now, and then I get to defensive flourish. I get to deal extra damage equal to what I roll on my bardic die, which is a 4, and I also add that to my AC until the start of my next turn.
Alright, this
So I
thing...
think that's 28 points of damage.
Yeah.
Yep.
This thing's starting to look real rough. But still seems to be in the fight as Rue. We come to your turn.
Yes. If I were to use a spell that's in a cone shape, would that miss Hugh and Vass since they're off to the sides? And
If you, I mean, you're already a melee on this thing. If you're casting from where you're at, it would.
okay, then I'm going to use my Lunar Embodiment spell to cast Color Spray on this creature and see if I can just blind it so that it can't hurt us anymore and Hugh and Vass can finish it off.
Okay, go for it.
So Color Spray is 6d10 of hit points.
Oh man, it would be so bad if you rolled like a 6 on that.
You know, I would probably take that just from like a story dice perspective. That's 25 hit points. So if it has 25 or less, then it's blinded.
Okay. Well, one way to find out, right?
That's right.
Anything else from Rue?
If I stepped back, it could potentially opportunity attack me, correct?
Potentially.
Alright, I'm just gonna stay there.
Alright.
And I'm gonna tell Vass and Hugh, try to blind it. Try and finish it off.
It is our creature's turn. And as it comes to our creature's turn, it seems to thrash about wildly. And because it is blinded, it has disadvantage, so Hugh, the natural 20 that would hit you comes down to a 14. The tentacles also go wide. and attempt to strike at Vass. With a 23.
God damn. Even with my +4, that still hit.
With disadvantage? Holy crap.
Yeah, it rolled 2 high numbers.
I guess it doesn't like fire.
That is 14 points of slashing damage from the tentacles.
Okay, Vass collapses into a heap and his flame blade goes away.
And as Vass goes down, this creature tries to bring itself up, but as Vass has left its tentacles grasp, does not manage to strike with that second hit. And Hugh, we come to
Okay.
your turn.
I need to finish it off and then I can save Vass.
Okay. You have
Have
advantage because it's blinded.
Okay, 20. Let's see, first one. Yeah, that's gonna be a hit regardless.
Mm-hmm.
For 11 piercing. And 4 psychic. 15 total.
It's hanging in by a thread here.
Okay, second hit.
That hits.
7 plus 12 piercing damage.
And with your final flourish, Hugh, bring the creature low. And you are no longer bound by initiative.
Okay, I rush over to aid Vass.
So does Rue.
Alright, what do these aids look like?
Well, I'm gonna do a medicine check see if I can help.
So, Rhubarb has a healer's kit,
Okay.
and so he's going to expend 1 use of this kit to stabilize a creature that has 0 hit points.
Alright. Then Vass is stabilized, and does not need to worry about making any sort of death saving throws.
How do
I'm
you
still
keep
at 0
track of
though,
the
right?
charges?
I think you can make a note of it in the actual
I just
item.
put a note.
Yeah.
9 charges left. That's a good idea. Thank you.
Now, Vass is stabilized, but that does not make him conscious.
I mean, Hugh, I've got him stable, but I don't have any way to heal him.
I don't either. Unfortunately, I don't have any.
Rue's gonna start
ones.
rifling through Vass's gear and see if Vass has a healing potion in his pouch in his inventory or something like that.
You're not gonna find one. He used his one and only one right before the worms popped out of the ground.
He was gonna rustle through their stuff to see if there's anything to help.
Go ahead. Give me a investigation check, please.
$14.
As you are looking through, you see a lot of gold. You see a few gems. And as you are looking through, you would spot one potion as a gleam of red liquid inside.
Is it a healing potion?
It could be.
Okay. Can I do, I don't know, a check on that? See what kind of potion it is?
Roll for me an Arcana check.
Can I help?
Sure.
I mean, I brew these things all the time, so.
Yeah, you can roll
Yeah,
your Arcana
I
check with
would-
advantage.
15.
16. Or is that him? His, sorry.
Yeah, you were giving the help action, so.
Okay. I
Uh,
thought you told me to roll. I'm like, okay.
no. Hugh, with the assistance of Rue's careful eye, the two of you do discern that this is indeed a healing potion. It's a little bit older, but it should still be good.
An older potion, but it checks out. Okay. I give it to Vass.
All right.
Wait.
Roll for me 2d4 plus 2. 2d2 plus 2. No, 2d4 plus 2.
Judy.
So 7 hit points.
Vass, you are conscious now with 7 hit points.
Oh, well, thank you. I think Vass, when he becomes conscious, like jumps and starts to scrabble backwards on the ground, thinking that maybe there's that big fangworm still around.
I mean, the corpse would be like right in your face.
Yeah, and I don't know it's dead.
Right?
Calm down, Vass. Vass, we got it. Just don't make any sudden movements, right? You're just waking up.
Okay. Was there anything cool in that bag over there?
Gold, I think. They're more concerned about keeping you alive.
I didn't have time to look through the bags just yet. We looked through. Never mind. We didn't. Just forget I said anything.
Well, let's look quick so we can leave before more of them show up.
Yes, let's.
Go ahead, give me an insight check here.
Ooh.
Am I doing the inside checks or?
Anyone.
Okay. 17.
Okay. So, Rue, Hugh, and
Dirty
Vass.
20.
Hell yeah. All of you would know that you have the quick grab of the sacks here. And whatever the Draconians had managed to get. However, you recall having spotted them, Hugh and Vass, digging through the sand to collect this. There could still be more treasures to uncover. But that would take time.
We can see from here that it doesn't appear there's any other entrances into this cave other than what we came through, right?
Correct. And Grasha did tell you that she was resetting the trap so no one
She
should
was setting
bother
a
you.
trap. Correct. I don't think we have to worry too much about time, and hopefully Garage has got our backs here if we need to look into what this operation was all about. I mean, I'm just exhausted as the two of you probably are, but
Yeah, I think otherwise why we're even here.
You guys want to do just take a quick rest, then take a look around when we're feeling, more energetic, and then peace out.
he's
Yeah,
Maybe we can retreat up one level of the escarpments just to be safe.
Yeah. If that's what your group wishes to do, easily enough you can climb. It is a 50-foot climb, but since you are seemingly a no threat at this moment. I easily make that 5 on.
Sorry.
So, if I heard correctly, you all plan to take a short rest here.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see how much hit points I can get.
Do we need to take watches on short rest, or are we just kind of sitting there like,
If you would feel better taking a watch on your short rest, you're more than welcome to roll me a perception check.
yeah, I think that maybe I won't use the frog for a perception check. Yeah, 16.
You just notice the sort of dry air, the salt kind of taking a lot of the humidity away, the moisture. You see your companions as they tend to wounds, eat. You hear a bit of wind echoing in the cavern. And from
Here's how I can get.
where you are resting, you are able to see a portion of that sand pit. And it stays still, as do all the corpses.
I don't think any more are coming back. That might have been the king or the queen or whatever these things have. Did it seem like a king or a queen, Faye?
Roll me a nature check.
I was hoping you'd say that. Oh, an 8. Shit.
You've never
It's
seen
fine.
you don't know fangworm anatomy, so you don't know if it's a king or queen, but you do know that it was definitely larger than the others. It definitely seemed to be a leader of some sort.
It's a chunky one.
Yeah.
Did that silver draconian have anything interesting on him or her?
Not particularly. Dragon Army armor blades that were serrated. Um,
Q's gonna extract a scale from his skin and kind of attach it to his armor as a.
there is no creature left. It crumbled
Oh,
into
that's right.
dust and left behind that echo of yourself.
I had forgotten about that.
Yep.
Can we search through the sand then to see if we find anything else that they might have been looking for?
Yeah, go ahead, give me investigation checks.
I'm gonna use the little frog trinket to give me a bardic on that.
Go for it.
That's a. I always ask this. That's a D6, right?
It is a D6.
Oh, well, this is gonna be a nice investigation roll then. Hopefully, 18.
19. It takes a while. Thus, it is an hour or so before you even find your first bit of treasure. But it is plentiful what each of you are finding. Rue, you seem to be, each time you reach down into the sands, almost swimming deeper, you pull more and more out. And so caught up in just pulling out these immense treasures, one by one, handfuls. It's already evening as it comes, or, well, no, it'd be probably into nightfall by the time that you would have finished, because of when you arrived. It was early afternoon. So, yeah, about 6 hours passes. However, you are looking at a pile that gleams and glitters. From what the Draconians had gathered, it was 700 gold. From what you got out of the pit of sand, it was 1,200 copper, 8,000 silver, 2,300 gold, 60 platinum, 12 gems, and an ornate chalice, as well as a pair of boots that seem to be unscuffed, even by the shifting sands.
I don't think we're going to be able to carry all that.
I know, it's maybe way less than you'd think.
I also couldn't keep up with how much was given out.
We're about to take an ad break very soon. I'll put all the totals in our game chat. I mean, I'm sure you could put those gems in with the pearls in a little pouch. And it'll fit. Might just, clatter with all the coins in your backpacks.
I've got a snazzy belt that has lots of places to keep.
I will say,
Things.
you also have the sacks that all the Draconians were shuffling their coins into. You can utilize those as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm just imagining Rue having a sack as a coin purse and just carrying all the coins and going to a shop and just throwing it down.
It's like one of those loot goblins from Diablo 3, whatever, with just the satchel over its shoulder.
I mean, they made it into D4. I think treasure goblins have been around for a while.
I think so too. They might have been in D2. Can't remember.
I'm almost positive they were in D2.
They all blur together for me.
Understandable. So, it's nighttime, and you do know where Grasha is. Report back after you settle your treasures away. And she is grateful. You, of course, remembering where the trap is able to evade it this time. Her and her family start to move back into the cave. And the rest of them make forward. She turns to each of you. Well, it's late and you've done us mighty good. If you're looking for a place to rest, stay with us. You've earned your food and your stay for as long as you wish.
Many thanks.
Thank you.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Karasha, are there more dwarves around here, or is it just you 8?
It's just our family.
Have you heard of any peoples to the north that are also natives? About a day, day and a half's travel from here, perhaps.
No, we're not natives. My clan and I, we made it here after being captured by the Dragon Army.
Yeah, I was just asking because we've met some other people in that general area, and they're also being kind of harassed by the army, kind of want to lay low, but are looking for others, probably a lot like yourself, people that just want to be here in the waste and not be disturbed by that army. If we got back to them, would you be receptive to a dialogue or relationship with those people?
Well, if you say they're fine folk, they're fine folk. We'd love to have them over for conversation at least. We can talk of that in the morning. For now, you've done a lot of good work. Eat. Rest. And as Grasha moves into the cave, with an air of expectance for you to all follow. We have to go to our ad break. So, stick with us. We'll be right back. All right, we are back, and you have been welcomed into the cave once again. Now not as hired hands, but as friends. And you are asked to join in partaking of food and resting. And as you all take this opportunity for a long rest, I will say that during this time, if anyone would like to take a look at those items that perhaps don't have a specific understanding of value, you are welcome to do so.
Oh, I was gonna look at those boots.
Yeah, I was gonna look at them too.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll say, investigation.
19.
Hey, it's
Also
Finzies.
19.
The boots definitely seem to have a magical nature to them.
May I roll Arcana?
Yeah, go for it.
It's a natty one.
There's nothing really that's jumping out to your mind, except for perhaps maybe by a process of attuning yourself to this magic, that always would reveal to you the nature. Much the same for Hugh.
You guys are gonna have to fight over those boots then.
We each get one.
One.
One each, so that
Um,
it's just really spiffy, but it doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, you said we can hit the long rest button?
You can hit the long rest, yeah. This is just kind of happening during your long rest as like a RP scenario for gaining information. But yeah, you're getting the benefits.
Can I take a look at the chalice? I think it's just a nice chalice, but you never know.
Yeah, go ahead. I will say roll for me investigation or arcana.
Ooh, that's interesting. Well, I got a natty 20 on my arcana check.
You would, as you look at this chalice, know that it is extremely valuable. Perhaps maybe 1,000 gold, and would be very useful in many arcane rites, perhaps even spells.
Oh, this is one of those Heroes Feast chalices.
It could be, or it could be a way to get a fast buck.
Is Vass saying that out loud, or is that like above table speak?
Vass would let you guys know what he found out.
So, you think you eat from the chalice?
Oh, sorry. The Heroes Feast comment was a Caitlin comment. I don't know
Oh,
that Vass knows about Heroes Feast because I
okay.
don't believe that's a bard spell. But he would have said, "Wow, this chalice is
Uh,
really
but
fancy and could maybe be used in spells." I don't know, Rue, do any of your spells require fancy chalices?
Uh, I don't, I don't know. Like, I get my power from the moons and this cool little orb, and he pulls out his focus
uh,
thingy.
Vass, why don't you roll me a quick history check? Maybe you've heard stories of feasts coming from chalices?
Yeah, as
No.
we've learned in the past, Vass is not a student of history.
Nope. Doesn't ring any bell. So, no bells being rung for Vass. You've got a very fancy chalice, some pretty spiffy boots, and then a collection of gems.
Like, just
Can we identify any of them?
Uh, sure. Give me one momento. Um, roll for me. I will say nature or investigation
is this for the gems?
for the gems.
Yeah, Rue's curious about the gems, specifically red ones.
We'll see if there's red ones.
Or green ones.
Alright, so we've got 12 gems, which means I'm rolling 12 of these. Alright, so, Rue, you're not quite recognizing any of the gems, in most of them. You would notice, of course, the red ones. You see bloodstone and carnelian that you could very much tell. And then there is one that has these opaque bands of red and white, but you don't know which it is.
Fancy.
So one bloodstone, one carnelian. Anyone else doing anything for a nature check? on the or nature or investigation on the stones.
Isn't Vass gonna do one?
Well, Hugh just crit on his investigate nature check on the stones.
Hugh,
Vass is too busy looking at his reflection in the ornate chalice.
oh, we love it. Hugh, yeah, you can recognize all of these. You would know that each of these costs about 50 gold on their quality and size. You have the bloodstone, you have the carnelian, you have a sardonyx. You also have a citrine. You have 3 moonstones. You have jasper, star rose quartz, onyx, zircon, and regular quartz.
Well, I give the 3 moonstones over to you, Rue. I'm like, that's for you,
Cool.
Moon Sorcerer.
Oops.
What was the first one you said?
Bloodstone?
Or sorry, I heard sardonyx.
You do have sardonyx in there.
Okay.
One sardonyx, one bloodstone, one carnelian.
Like having to Google what all this stuff is.
They're
Yeah, I
goods.
have the one I haven't heard of is the sardonyx. Is that the one that was banded red and white?
Yes.
Do we just want to split these then?
Figure we put it in the inventory. We won't be able to spend it until later. So
Yeah. I've noted everything, and then maybe in the next ad break we can split up the gold, silver, copper, and platinum, and then we can figure out the other stuff when we get to a city where we can get gold pieces for them.
Yeah. Or just do it. Do it in chat after the game or whatever.
Hmm.
it'll be easier written out rather than over talking.
Bruce got his eye on that carnelian though, just so you know.
So those are then collectively worth about 600, and then the pearls were 700.
I believe, yes. It was either 700 or 750 was the pearls that you had.
Yeah.
The
I
pearls
remember
from the temple.
it wasn't quite enough for 2+1 scimitars.
If they're the old pearls from a bunch of episodes ago, I think it was 750.
I can just...
Oh, okay. I have it written down at home on a sticky note, but I don't have access to that sticky note right now.
It is 750. I got the book. I can just look it up. So, in regards to the boots, do you attune to them tonight, or do you save that for another day?
I think we'll have to want to know what they actually do. So
Yeah.
You gotta sleep in your boots.
You just got to spend an hour bonding with them.
Maybe Lavender will know what these are.
that's
Are we going
dangerous. I
back
think
to
if it's some
Lavender?
kind of important relic of them, then they'll want to keep it.
Well, do you know anyone else around here that might be able to identify these?
If we met the elves, they probably have a wizard who can cast identify.
What if that's an ancient relic of the elves?
It seems less likely than it is the ones who live here.
What if they're boots of elven kind?
Hmm. Maybe you should just try tuning them and see what happens.
Well,
You
Vass
always
has
take
to
them
attune
off.
to them now. Unless they're cursed items that can never be removed ever. Or like make you dance and not able to stop or something.
Oh, I should make a note.
Sorry guys, I thought those were actual things.
Rue, can you cast Remove Curse?
I don't know if I'm very good with curses.
Wyan might be.
You have to
Oh,
dance your
wow.
way all the way to Wyan and Kalaman.
I think I would quickly accumulate exhaustion points.
So, as the night goes, alright. As we have an attunement, oh, I could just probably do, I'll just go here with my DM privileges. That's you should see something new in your equipment, Bess.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
It's DM privileges.
Let me see.
Technically, they would be equipped because we attuned to them. I will leave that choice to you, now that you have the knowledge.
Maybe I need to refresh.
Probably need to refresh.
All right, let's try this again. Ooh, that's interesting. Wow.
Boost of levitation, eh?
Guys, these boots are so cool. I feel so light. Vass like jumps and then just stays levitating for
Just
a minute.
hovers. That's gonna be great for your stage performances.
Oh my god. Yes, who needs to crowd surf when you can just levitate over everybody?
I feel like I should
This
trade
would
you
have been
my.
helpful getting out of those caves though.
I feel like I should trade you my shroud for your boots.
Just so you can be eye level.
Hey. Yes, but he would never admit that.
Cool.
So,
I can sling daggers from the air now.
you are... you've already completed your long rest mechanically, but roleplay-wise, you weren't able to finish your long rest. And awake to morning, there is the squabbling of 8 dwarves. But it's more about who gets to eat breakfast first. The younger ones are trying to get in line. The olders are saying, we have guests. There's a lot of things that are just sprinkled in Dwarven. And
Kind of reminds me of being back home. Just gnomes everywhere. Less rude.
so, you are able to take breakfast as the dwarves, but you have a day ahead of you. What would you like to do? Do you wish to head back to Heart's Hollow to report what you found, or do you make your way towards the Sunward Fortress?
Eh, Hey Hugh, do you think that that bird thing you have could make it back to Heart's Hollow and report for us?
Yeah, should be able to as an animal messenger.
Just can't remember the range on it. That's above table.
Yeah, the spell
Um,
itself would be fine, but I think that
Raven for 12 hours.
Because we're like a day and a half away by human foot.
Oh, we just used it in the cave, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't do it for 2 days.
Oh.
Yep.
Never mind.
Good idea. Infeasible. Unfortunately, infeasible.
Because you sent it up to tell Rue to come down, and he jumped down with Featherfall,
Yep.
And
face
crashed
planted into the wall. What a scene.
So we can last for 12 hours. That means 25 miles by air. Sorry, I'm just. You guys had me thinking about that.
Question to guys. Did we tell them we were doing this, or did we just leave with the intention to do it without telling anybody?
The only person that might have known was Klistrin, because we hadn't made up our minds until we were gonna leave him on that day
Oh, right.
when he was with the Dragonelles at their little spire, or big spire, whatever the case might be.
And it's a day and a half to get back.
It was a day and a half travel. Yeah.
Or was it a day and a half travel from the Dragonelles to here?
It was a day and a half either way.
Okay.
Because I remember you guys were asking them. No. I remember. It was a day and a half here, and then from here you asked if it was a day, what the travel back to Heart's Hollow was, which was another day and a half. It was about a day's travel, just under a full day's travel to get to the spires. Because
Well,
you head out and it was like evening by the time you got there.
trying to get allies, right? So maybe we should go back and report.
Mhm.
Keep them happy.
All right. Well, as you set out, I believe I had Hugh roll last time for travel. So why don't we get a Rue 1d20 roll?
Let's see if we can get another 2.
Mm.
Oh, the opposite. 18.
18.
18 land sharks coming down the bay.
It might be.
I just had like the 12 days of Christmas going through my head, but instead of 12, it's 20, and it's all based off these dice, and it's all based off creatures in the Northern Wastes.
So it was. And I need to see. As you are traveling through the area, the wash is still high. as you are making your way towards Heart's Hollow. Oh, this is great. Can I
I'm
get...
terrified.
You should be.
Why?
Can I get
A laughing DM is not a good sign.
perception checks, I will say.
Good lord.
That was almost a 19. Until it wasn't.
That was a 19.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
10.
9 plus 10 equals 19.
Hey.
Oh no, I rolled a 13. Sorry, I forgot my modifier.
So, once again, Shiki, Q, and Rue, these underneath the water, large shadows.
No.
Though they seem much longer than those of the sharks. As they get closer, you can see a splash of a flipper out of the air. And unfortunately for Vass, who didn't quite notice, you don't see the head of this long neck as it comes out to snap down on you. And that is going to be a 16 to hit, Vass.
Yep, that hits. My AC is 16.
That is 14 points of piercing damage. And we're rolling initiative.
Ouch.
Dirty rats.
Just gonna... quickly provide you guys a visual representation.
Holy.
Now
Is that a
let's...
plesiosaurus?
It is. Which is why I was laughing.
Oh god. I'm getting eaten by a dinosaur?
Comes full circle.
Well, it's a cousin to the dinosaur.
Close enough.
Alrighty. Where is my Plesiosaurus battle music?
I've been waiting for 18 months for this.
So, despite not seeing, Vaz is very much, high in the reactions, as Vaz will go first. After Vaz, we have Rue, Q, and then our Plesiosaurus.
Is that plural or singular?
You did see 3 shadows under the water. So, Vass, you've been chomped. What are you doing?
I don't know if this is gonna work, but the first thought that popped into my head was clicking my heels together to see if I could levitate right out of its jaws.
Yeah. Easily done.
And I move as high as levitate will allow me to go.
I believe it is 20 feet per round.
20? That sounds right.
Can find out real quick. up to 20 feet, and you can change it by 20 feet in either direction on subsequent turns.
Is it just up and down?
Up and down, yeah.
Okay, so I can't move laterally unless I have something to pull myself
Correct.
forward. Okay. I'm also swearing in Infernal the entire time.
We love it.
And I don't think Vass would be thinking about bonus actions at this point. I think he was, fight or flight, trying to get away. So that's probably going to be it for Vass.
Okay. As that is it for Vass. Rue, we come to your turn.
I just see one of these in front of me right now.
You saw the head of one because it came out and tried to bite Vass, but you do see the 3 shadows under the water.
Can we just
One is
move,
connected to the neck that is out.
Can we just move away from the water? And, well, I guess they could potentially follow. I don't know if these things have land movement speed or not because I've never seen one of these before. I'm gonna back up as far away as I can, so 25 feet.
Okay.
Is this considered a large creature or like huge creature?
It is a large creature.
Okay. I am a small creature. It's nice to meet you, large creature. And it tried to bite my friend, my brother. And he's floating in the air like a weirdo.
Like a cool person who can air quotes fly, kind of.
You know what? Maybe before I do my movement, let's back it up a little bit and cast Bless on the 3 of us before Rue backs up. So he'll channel some Fey energies and bless himself. It's 3 people, right? Yeah. Himself, Hugh, and Vass with a Bless. And then he'll move his 25 feet as far away from this creature's head as he can.
Alright. So as
That's
you
my turn.
move away as far as you can. Hugh, it is your turn.
He looks at it and goes, "Hey, stop it!" And then stabs it. After
Hell yeah.
casting hundreds of movement. So I had an 11 and a 25.
The 25 most definitely hits.
You have Bless too.
You do have Bless, so you can add a d4 to that 11. That's true.
Okay, we'll add. So that's gonna be a 15.
Okay. 15 hits.
Okay. So we're doing first hit 8 and then 4, so 12. And then 3, so 15 damage.
Hell yeah.
And second one. Jeez. $11.
Alright, there is this roar that comes from the Plesiosaurus, and it's going to try and chomp on Hugh. With a 19 to hit.
That bounces off this shield.
There's the one tries to snap, turning from where Vass was to where Hugh is now is. One of the other shadows comes closer until the whole Plesiosaurus breaches out, jumping onto the side, and begins making its way towards Rue. But it can only get about 10 feet. Which means that its head is about 15 feet from where you'd be able to, where it might be able to hit you. So, no, 5 feet, because it's large. It moved 10, you ran 25, so there's 15 feet from the body. Yeah, so it's about 5 feet away from the head. And that's it for our Plesiosaurus. Vass, you're floating 20 feet up. You're able to see a view of the fight scene. There's still one that kind of hides in the water. You just see the shadow, but one's on land. One's going after Hugh. What are you doing?
So there's one going after Hugh, and then a different one is on the land going after Rue,
Correct.
and there's a third shadow in the water.
Correct.
Okay. Vass is going to remain floating. And he is going to whisper in as menacing and creepy a voice as possible some dissonant whispers into the land one.
Okay.
So have it make a wisdom saving throw of a DC 14.
That is only a 10 for this creature.
Awesome. So it takes 12 points of psychic damage and must run away.
It does. It gives this sort of, almost fearful cry, in response to the roar that you've heard from the other, as it moves back into the water and dives down.
Fabulous. And I will give a bardic inspiration to Hugh.
Right, he gets a bardic.
What dice level are we at for that?
6.
Okay.
With that, Rhubarb, the one that was almost face to face with you, is no longer there. What would you like to do?
Just like look it up in the air at Vass, like thank you. He calls out. So I can see one, and that's the one that's on Hugh, correct?
Correct.
I'm still going to keep backing up regardless, and I'm gonna go, I guess, 25 more feet back, as long as that creature's within 60 feet of me, and I'd like to unleash a beam of psychic energy at it and cast a mind sliver on it. I need it to make a DC 14 int save. I don't think these guys are that smart. I could be wrong. They look dumb.
I just need to check if Mind Sliver is the one that I'm thinking it is. I don't think so, but with some of these ones,
Oh, if their int's like too low, it doesn't do
yeah.
anything.
All right,
No, this one.
that's not this
Yeah.
one. That's a failure with a 12.
Hey. It will take respectable 7. You know what? Why not? I'm gonna use a sorcery point to re-roll that one just for fun.
Why not? It's early in the day still, right?
Exactly. Let's turn that one into a 4. So it's gonna take 10 psychic damage, and it will be susceptible. I think it loses a D4 on its next saving throw.
Sounds good.
Uh,
As that goes through from Rue, that is your action.
action and movement.
You do anything with your bonus action.
That's a good question. No.
Then Hugh, we come to you. What would you like to do?
Okay. Usual stabby one Stabbington. Ooh, I get a crit on the second hit.
Heck yeah, so both of them hit. Of course the crit's gonna hit. Ooh, okay. So that'll be 8, 16,
So that-
22 from that on the crit.
Okay, do we double the hunter's mark on a crit?
You can roll it normal because it gets the max out, and then you get the roll on top. So that'll be 9 more.
Okay.
And then same with the dreadful strikes for 7 more.
It's like 38.
Yeah.
And the other hit also struck if you want to roll damage there.
Max. Oh no, it's not Max.
Ooh, max
That's
all around.
All right. With that, you are no longer bound by compact. This Plesiosaurus is beat back and sinks back into the water, and the other two shadows have seemingly disappeared as well, from what Vass can see up in the air.
Bass, I think you scared it away from up there. That was a neat trick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, Vass was the scary one there.
It's like total like
Vass
Halloween style, like
gives
flying up and
major
like
side eye to Hugh.
And the floating in the sky, a lot more scary than just exploding its head.
Yeah, so guys, I'm gonna come down now, but I don't want to go in this water. So when I get close to the ground, can you just yank me towards land?
I could
You
nudge you with a mage hand,
shoots
but
his
it just would
blade,
like poke you slowly.
Reaches up and grabs Vass's leg and starts dragging him.
Yeah, easily
Vass is
done.
now a Macy sprayed balloon.
I mean, if you think about it, a Macy's Day a Macy's Day Parade balloon is better than the Leash Kid comment that I made in the game chat. So,
How long does this last? We could
10
we
minutes,
could
I
have
believe.
Vast tethered to the length of a 50-foot rope, and he could just be like our eye in the sky.
Or like a bullseye saying, "Hey, enemies of the land, we're over here."
Well,
Light,
it'd be really hard to shoot an arrow that high up and have any power, so you'd be pretty safe.
but lightning is
Vast
going to
levitate.
hit the highest elevated object first. And with all those studs,
He's a lightning rod. And then whoever's holding the rope might be in danger.
but
It lasts up to 10 minutes.
but you
We
can
could turn you invisible so you're just floating. It just looks like a floating rope.
move
Yeah,
it.
you can figure it out so well.
Yeah, I can sneak attack because no one ever looks up. So I can just get sneak attacks because I'll be above the target.
All right,
Ruse, like,
Hugh
I'm
gets a bit
always
of
looking
rope
up.
and attaches it to his belt and attaches Vass to it, and is now going to carry him on a lead.
I didn't consent to this.
You can drop the
You gotta
concentration.
ask before you just bring out rope, dude.
Oh,
Oh my god.
that's going out of context.
Please. I'll give you an inspiration for that front board for putting it in out of context. So,
Heck yeah.
yeah, so after the incident with the Plesiosaurus, the rest of the day's travel is fine. You are able to find a place to bed down for the evening. Nothing disturbs your travel on the rest. The wash, as you awake in the morning, has continued to stay high, but you can see the plateau of where Heart's Hollow exists in the distance. Bass.
Did we get another long rest? Sorry.
You did. I just kind of narratively went over it. But yes, you can press that
Because I
button.
think I need that again, yeah, to get like one more hit die back. Is there a way on D&D Beyond you can see how many hit dice you have available?
When you hit the short rest.
Is it in the short rest? Oh yeah, there it is. Cool.
Bass. Can I get a d20 roll?
Yeah. Let me do that right now. 17.
Okay. As you're setting out for the for Heart's Hollow, you can see it in the distance. I'm going to ask for perception checks, everyone.
Natural 8.
Natural 19 plus 3. 22. I saw this plesiosaur.
And natural 1.
No. Rue and Vass, you can see the figures in the distance. Blue skin, using spears to stab down into the water. Looks like they are hunting. And Rue, these could be more of those seafaring elves that you had seen before you had helped. The coloration seems right. Though Vass, you would notice something quite strange about these figures. It seems, even though they are a bit of a distance off, that they don't have legs, but a tail in place of them. Their hunting party you can clearly count as about 4 figures.
And they're on land?
They're right at the edge of the rivers, hunting in the high wash with their spears. But yeah, they are right at the edge on land.
Oh hey, it's more of those elves like we found at the temple.
Yeah.
Do those elves have the ability to just have a tail instead of legs? Because that's what these guys have.
They have tails?
They've got, yeah, tail from the waist down.
Oh yeah, they're mermaid elves.
Remember what?
Mermaid elves?
Like they have tails up like that.
Would I have heard or seen anything like this in like my sea travels over here?
Roll me a history check.
Yeah, or maybe heard some sailor tales or something like that.
You've definitely heard of mermaids. You've never seen one.
Would Vass have heard anything growing up on the Sword Coast?
Roll for me a history check.
History. This is gonna go well for Vass. Oh, that actually wasn't bad.
Hey,
Vass, you've also heard of mermaids and heard of elves and quite potentially there being an existence of some sort of mermaid elf. But you, as you think about it now and as you look closer, you know that that's not the case here. It seems that these are a danger that could very much be the same, if not very similar, to the marrows that you've seen on the coast. Aggressive aquatic creatures that hunt merfolk and others who get too close to coves and bays that they claim as their own.
Oh, guys, stop.
Yeah, Rue was already starting to walk that way.
Stop.
Yeah.
Rue stops.
I don't think those are mermaids. I think we should try and avoid them. I think they're possibly aggressive fish people. Like those, I think, what are they called? I think they're called marrow?
Barreds?
No, that doesn't sound right. Either way, I don't think they're going to be friendly, and we might want to try and creep by them without them noticing. They seem pretty into what they're trying to stab in the water there, so that might be an advantage for us.
You would like to try and stealth by. You can do so. Or, if you would like to subvert the chance of being seen without the roll, you can add an extra few hours to your travel and just divert your path.
What role are we doing?
Well,
Would we be
it would be here is a chance for you to decide if you are doing a roll, which would be stealth, or you can forego the roll, but it would add a few hours onto your travel, as you would have to divert your path, take a different route.
And how many of these figures did we see?
4.
I don't know if we need to be so cautious as to add quite a bit of time onto our
I could cast
travel.
Pass Without Trace and then Pass Without Trace behind passive.
That would be nice.
That's what I was thinking, Hugh.
All right, why don't we do that?
I'm down for that.
Okay, add a 10 to your stealth rolls.
Everyone go ahead, roll me some stealth.
24.
So 23.
33.
You are able to move, keeping these mysterious figures in your visual range, but far enough away that you still don't draw their attention, and you move carefully enough that it stays that way. You bypass what could have been a exciting start to your morning. And you reach Heart's Hollow by midday. The light shining down into the city, and see again the colorful mosaic and the spirals down.
What's the mosaic made up of again?
They're different rocks, and you would notice that there's names and drawings, all people from what Clistrin has told you have either resided here or passed by.
We never left our rocks.
Oh yeah, I was gonna look for one that had like 2 points on it that was red, so that it would be like me.
Go ahead, give me a perception check, please, Bass.
Do I want to use my inspiration? It seems like a fun use of my inspiration. I think I will use it.
Nice.
19.
Heck yeah. So, as you are moving through, you would notice, there is towards the front of the city, where it begins to spiral down, there is a almost trade post, and part of the trade post you would see, they have a stand of rocks, all different colors, likely to be used as part of the mosaic. And you would notice that some of the scouts are returning and dumping a bag into them. And with a 19, you definitely see some that are fairly red, close to your own skin color. Maybe if you get a closer look, you might find one with 2 points.
Well, I'm definitely going to look for one.
Well, as you approach, and Hugh, Rue, you see where Vass kind of turns, attention diverted to this area. We'll come back after our ad break to see what Vass finds, to see if Rue and Hugh follow, or what else awaits for you in Heart's Hollow. So before we go, please stick around and let the ads run. Ads are a huge part of how we keep our games affordable here with WRP. You can also always make a direct donation to my Ko-fi. A link for that is on screen. Ko-fi donations not only help support your GM and their much-needed caffeine, they also unlock awesome perks for our entire community. They benefit everyone who plays with us for the next month. Perks include special companions, double treasure, double XP, and even new quests. So stick tight. We'll be right back. Alrighty, we are back in action. As we return, Vass saw something that caught his eye. You and Rue noticed that Vass was heading over, and as Vass, you approach this trade post, you would see a little sign that says Ends Odds. But
Is there anyone around? Did you say there were scouts dropping more rocks?
yeah,
Into
there's the scouts that are dropping rocks into the little, like if you've ever been on like a road trip and you go to like the big stores that have like grab bag of rocks, and it's like just like in a trough. That's kind of what's going on here.
Yeah. So I'll ask one of the scouts. So can anyone take one of these to add to the mosaic?
Well, and actually, well, materials. He's willing to trade for him, coin or other bits and bobs. He takes most anything, really.
Okay, where can I find him?
He usually just sits right inside the shack. But he's a little older, a little set in his ways, but a kind-hearted man.
Is anyone allowed to look at these?
Oh, go right ahead, but he'll probably he's got eyes on him, even though he's up in his years. And the scout will lean in. When I was younger, I tried nabbing a few things that looked just a bit too good, and I've never quite had a problem with the thieving fingers after End caught me. And
Hmm.
he just kind of gives you a nod, almost like a friendly warning.
Yeah. I really don't want to trade my silver badge in the shape of a 5-pointed star because I feel like I can still get used to that. I don't really want to part with coin. And I don't want to barter with him before I even know if there's anything there that I want. So I am wishing I didn't use my inspiration. So wondering, no, I don't think I'll risk it. I was gonna make a sleight of hand roll to see if I could look through them without him noticing, but I don't like my odds on that one.
I mean, the scout said that like you're free to look through it, but just like if you try and nab one, might get a little dicey.
What if I take it and walk towards the shack?
One way to find out.
Vass is gonna look to see if he can find the rock he's looking for.
Okay. Give me a investigation check, please.
Hmm.
8.
That's. You find many rocks, various different sizes. They all seem to be at least palm size, perhaps to account for name writing and everything. And you're keeping your eye out for the ones that are closer to your skin tone. And as you set one rock aside, thinking that's close but not quite, and you go back and you look, you get kind of caught up in trying to find this rock until like about half of the rocks are on the ground out of this, like the entirety
I
of
was putting them on the ground.
I would assume there's nowhere else to put them.
I was just gonna like push them to the side,
I
through
mean,
them until I
sure.
found one.
Well,
But this is funny,
yeah.
so let's
Uh,
put them on the ground.
when you do find one that is a red tone close to your skin and has these not quite points, but two protrusions that could almost be horns. And by the time that you find this, and you're having this like eureka moment,
Oh, my face lights up so much when I find it.
you then would like have this moment of joy, and then notice that right next to you is this like almost elderly dwarf. All the hair is grayed out, bushy sideburns, and he's just looking at you from the side of this pile of rocks.
Hi, sir. Are these yours?
I'm the proprietor here. Name's End. You find
Nice
what
to
you
meet
was
you. I'm
looking
Bass.
for?
I'm wondering if I can buy this rock.
Aye, you could buy the rock. A 1 copper piece for it.
Oh, absolutely. And Vass hands over a copper piece. And he's like, I'm so sorry. I got caught up looking for this rock, which is perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. But I didn't really realize I was putting all of your nice rocks on the ground. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pick those up right now and put them back in here.
Thank you kindly for that, lad. Hugh, Rue, would you have stayed for this spectacle?
Oh, we would definitely have been watching.
I'm gonna say that Rude didn't, but I don't know what he's doing. Just because I was like kind of phased out doing my backpack inventory stuff with determination.
Hell yeah.
Maybe that's it. Rue's like rifling through his inventory and isn't paying attention to Vass searching for these stones. He's just like, if I put these gems in this pouch and these coins in that pouch and I put this here, I think I can make all this stuff work.
Alrighty. So, do Hugh or Rue go to pick a rock for adding to the mosaic? And is there any sort of specificities that I should be aware of for rock picking?
Do they allow gemstones? Perhaps carnelians by any chance?
Roll for me a nature check.
That's a 6.
Yeah, you don't see why they wouldn't.
Because I think Rue's whole goal was to leave like a red gemstone that reminds him of like Lunatari and is like his mark. And he has this carnelian that we found in the cave. So Rue would probably just use that.
Okay. Sounds good.
Hugh picks a completely nondescript rock and tries to put it as a stealth conclusion.
Sleight of hand, please.
$15.
Alright, and then let's see if Old End spots this. You hear from the doorway of the shack. Hey, you! Tall one with the shield! It's a copper if you're wanting that one. 2 if I have to make you pay the copper itself.
I toss him a copper.
Thank you kindly.
While that was going on, Vass would have sat down, crisscross applesauce, got out his disguise kit, and like used some of the materials there to like draw a little face on the rock so that it looks like him
Oh my god, I
before
absolutely
placing it
love
in
that.
the mosaic.
Hell yeah.
He is over the moon that he found this rock. I don't know why he's so obsessed with it. I don't know why he made it his personal mission, but he is ecstatic. He's like a kid at Christmas.
Yeah, totally. Usually after you have this, the scouts here and all the other people that are home to the or that call the Heart's Hollow home would be able to help you find a suitable place amongst the other stones to fit your piece down, and they'll break away some of the it's not quite mortar, but some of the natural stones that aren't part of the mosaic to be able to fit Vass's face.
Vass totally stands there admiring it for a few minutes.
And of course, everyone else's stone is able to be added as well.
Nice.
Though, if anyone would like to roll me an insight check here, please, as they put Rue's stone into the ground.
They're gonna be taking that out as soon as Rue's not looking.
Vass, you would notice that where they put Rue's stone is very much in an area where there's not going to be a lot of traffic. And it's likely because his stone is softer than what is normally collected. And rather than risk it wearing sooner rather than later, they just kind of put it off to the side. But
I say nothing.
Rue, they found a perfect place for Rue's stone. Right there.
Aw.
Rue just kind of like gives it an approving nod. His hair kind of wisping around wildly.
A little bit more red than it was in days beyond. But stones placed. Do you find Ness, the mayor, to report back of the dwarfs? Do you find Clistrin, perhaps? Or maybe do you return to Lavender to see if he has anything left in his wares?
All of the above.
Well, what order?
Yes. Clistrin is where we would probably stay because I think he said we could kind of bunk at his place regardless. So I feel like he should be last if because he might not even be there depending on what time of day it is. He could be out doing stuff, who knows? Could be feeding his dragonels. You two wanted to report back to Ness, right? Maybe we should go talk to her in her office in the tavern.
Yeah. Vass answers, but he's still looking at his rock.
Yeah, let's check it.
I feel like they start to walk away, and Vass is still standing there looking at the rock, and one of them has to kind of like tug him on the arm to get him to start moving.
Hey, you know, Hugh, it's like normally you don't have to ask Vast twice to go to the tavern because he'll want to play a song or two there, but this stone he's taken aback by this stone. I think this is probably the first time we've seen Vast like not immediately make a beeline for the nearest tavern.
Once he's in the tavern and several minutes have passed, he pops back into his usual self now that he's had some time away from the rock. But that rock is his pride and joy.
I'm just
I'm
imagining
wondering,
a My Rubber Ducky kind of song, but about the rock.
Oh no.
But make it punk rock.
Oh. This gives new definition to the term rock music.
yeah. Ass is concerned that the next time it rains, his little drawing is gonna wash off the rock. So is there any part of the mosaic that has something overhanging the ground?
Some smaller areas, yeah. But it'd be like awnings from the storefronts or the higher portions and ridges as the area descends down. But Vass, you, as your concerns kind of think about this, you know that Lavender. He's a alchemist of some sort, perhaps has some sort of concoction that can create a sort of varnish to keep it from wearing under the water.
Oh, Vass would be really into that. And he was actually going to go back because if I remember correctly, the healing potions were more expensive here, and I think they were 50 gold
60.
pieces. 60? I was going to see if I could trade the citrine for a health potion.
Might be able to. Uh,
We can talk to I think we were on the way to the tavern, so we can do that first.
so, tavern is open, as it has been anytime you've been here. And Ness is seated at her office. She's got 2 empty tankards in front of her. But she seems as bright-eyed and aware as any other figure. And nods at your entrance and approach. I haven't seen you in a few days. Not causing any trouble, are you?
Maybe if you're a fangworm.
Or a draconian, Rue says with a sparkle in his eye.
Sounds like you've been busy.
We found the dwarves that you told us about.
Very good.
They were having a bit of a pest problem with the fangworms and the draconians we alluded to. But we took care of their pest problem. They seem like nice folks.
Well, better to have nice folks than enemies so close to us.
They did say that they would be open to a dialogue with you, if you so chose. Didn't sound like they heard of where you were from, and we only alluded to general directions so as not to divulge the location of Hearts Hollow. But if you ever head down south, be sure to mention Ispin's Misfits to them, and that'll probably help them be more welcoming to you than they might have otherwise been. Watch out for pit traps too. They're pretty
I
good
was
at
just
making
about to say that and like look at you.
those.
Good information to have, and seeing that they're friends and that there's less of a pest problem now, I might be able to send forth a troop of scouts to investigate. To start that dialogue.
Is there anything else that you needed from us, Ness?
No, but of course you can talk to the other people here in the Hollow. Might have need of your capabilities.
don't know if we'll be staying long. We do need to really go back to the east and do some investigations, but I think our travels might bring us back here at some point. I know I personally would like that. I don't know about the other two here. Vass seems like he's grown a bit fond of your mural, though.
Mademoiselle, you've left your stones then.
We have.
It is a joy to have a bit more color added to our piece.
I forget, did Hugh pick like a specific stone, or was it just some random stone he was trying to steal?
Just the first stone that
I
he
just
could
want
get.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was probably a little on their smaller side, thinking that it would be easier to just kind of pocket away.
Yeah.
Can Q even find it again if he goes out on the outside?
And the whole point was to be a stealth stone, so
I mean, is it not full circle if Hugh doesn't remember where his stone is? Is it...
If that's all you got, Naz, I think we've got a few other people we want to talk to here.
Of course. You know the rules of Hearts Hollow. So long as you abide by them, you're welcome.
Rue just kind of
Okay.
glances at Hugh.
I'm good.
So, I believe the next stop is Lavender's. Yes? And as you...
Yeah, if no one else has anything they want to do, I would like to go to Lavender's.
Oh, Vass, he's right next door. I mean, seems to make sense.
As you head to Lavender's, that is where we will pick up with
Oh,
next week. So, thank you to all of our players for playing. Thank you to our viewers for viewing. I hope you guys all enjoyed this story and tune in next week to continue along with us as we go to Lavender's and figure out what waits beyond for our heroes. But before we head out, I just want to say you can catch us more information on our website, wildwitch.com, WILDEWITCH.com. You can jump in a game and join us by joining up in our Discord. And, of course, as always, may the ever-burning light forever guide your steps. Laters.